What happened that made you realize your partner was blind to their family's manipulation? The first time I met my husband's family, his sister Rebecca pulled me aside at dinner and said, "You'll always come second, just so you know." I laughed it off, but now I see how right she was. Rebecca would call Mike during our anniversary and celebratory dinners, and he'd answer every time. She had him saved in her phone as my love, and he never saw anything weird about that. She'd lost her job as a pediatric nurse after she attacked a pregnant woman at the hospital. The entire family blamed it on her third failed IVF attempt and said we should feel bad for her and step up to support her. When she started coming over, I thought she was just lonely. She'd reorganize my daughter Lily's toy bins and suggest new routines for her while I worked from home doing marketing consulting. One day I came out of the bathroom and she came over and screamed at me, saying Lily was wandering around unsupervised. I'd been gone 2 minutes. She told Mike I left our daughter alone for long periods. He called me that night from his hotel and said, "Maybe you should let Rebecca help more since you seem overwhelmed." I wasn't overwhelmed. I was fine, but he'd already decided his sister knew better. The visits got worse. She'd show up during my client calls and make noise in the background. When I asked Mike to talk to her about boundaries, he said she's family. Then she started taking photos of everything. Lily's breakfast when she didn't finish her eggs, the living room when toys were scattered around, all normal toddler stuff. But she'd send them to Mike with concerned messages. Then she gifted me parenting books with passages highlighted about signs of neglect. I found one page earmarked about emotional absence in working mothers. Mike started questioning everything I did. Why did Lily have pizza for dinner? Why was she still in pull-ups at night? Why did I let her watch cartoons while I worked? When I cried from frustration, he said, "See, this emotional instability is what Rebecca's worried about." Then came the day I lost my biggest client because Rebecca created an emergency during my presentation. She claimed Lily had gotten outside alone, but I found out later she'd lured her out with cookies. Mike's response was, "Maybe this is a sign I should focus on Lily more." He said family comes first and I should reschedule work. I found that ironic as he constantly chose Rebecca over me. Then the real nightmare started. CPS showed up at my door investigating neglect. The worker said they'd received an anonymous report about a child left alone for hours, malnourished, and living in an unsafe environment. I was in shock standing there in my clean house with my happy, well-fed daughter coloring at the table. Then Rebecca appeared within minutes. "I'm here to help however I can," she told the CPS worker. The investigation was hell. Multiple surprise visits that disrupted my remaining work. Lily started having anxiety about strangers. Rebecca volunteered to be a stable family placement if needed. When I showed Mike how suspicious the timing was, he said, "You're being paranoid about my sister. You need to stop." She started telling him I was showing signs of postpartum psychosis even though Lily was 3. He believed her. He said Rebecca's offer to watch Lily made sense while I got myself together. I begged him to see what was happening, but he'd already chosen his side. The next month was a blur of CPS visits and family meetings where everyone talked about my mental state. Rebecca had used her hospital connections to add medical credibility to her claims. I discovered this when I overheard her on the phone saying she'd called in a favor from someone in pediatric psychiatry. When I confronted her, she smiled and said, "Unfit mothers don't deserve children." I started noticing things going missing, then appearing in strange places. Spoiled milk hidden behind fresh milk in the fridge. Lily's favorite toys disappearing, then showing up dirty and broken. So I installed hidden cameras without telling anyone, and what I caught made my blood run cold. Full story on channel, linked below.